Status check to proceed with terminal count. Atlas systems, propulsion, go. Hydraulics, go. Pneumatics,
Go.
LO2,
Go.
water,
Go.
Centaur systems, propulsion,
Go.
pneumatics,
Go.
LO2,
Go.
LH2,
Go.
has gas,
Go.
electrical systems, airborne,
Go.
ground,
Go.
facility,
Go.
RFFTS,
Go.
flight control,
Go.
GCQ,
Go.
op support,
Go.
com,
Go.
umbilicals,
Go.
arm control,
Go.
ECS,
Go.
redline monitor,
Go.
quality,
Go.
op safety manager,
Go.
ULA safety officer,
Go.
vehicle system engineer,
Go.
anomaly chief,
Go.
range coordinator,
Clear to proceed.
flight director,
Flight is go.
launch director,
LD is go, and LC, you have permission to launch.
proceeding with the count. ALC, verify T0 is set for 11:36:43 Zulu.
Verified.
L minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
OS, start list data capture.
Roger. LC flight, Starliner is configured for terminal count.
Roger. All steps are complete prior to terminal count.
On my mark, the time will be T minus 4 minutes and counting. 3, 2, 1, mark. 3:55.
Ground pyros enabled.
T minus 3 minutes.
Securing LO2 topping.
Atlas tanks to flight pressure.
2 minutes, 50 seconds.
FTS internal.
159,
Vehicle internal.
155,
Launch sequencer start.
150,
Securing Centaur LH2.
Securing Centaur LO2.
140,
Launch enabled.
137,
FTS armed.
120,
OCU's armed. SCS count started. EDS ascent mode.
T-minus 1 minute.
Rock, report range status.
Range green.
54,
PLP started.
T-minus 25 seconds.
Status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go Starliner.
Liftoff.
Release.
Engine at full thrust. We've cleared the tower. Now 10 seconds into flight. Vehicle's begun the pitch over program. Body rate responses look good. Now 15 seconds in. PU's gone to closed loop control. RD-180 looks good at full thrust. Seeing good chamber pressure on both SRBs. Now 26 seconds into flight. RD-180 now throttling down to partial thrust as expected. Engine response looks good. Now 38 seconds in. RD-180 engine operating parameters continue to look good. Vehicle is now passing through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Chamber pressures on both SRBs continue to look good. RD-180 engine operating parameters also continue to look good. Now passing 1 minute into flight. And Mach 1, Atlas 5 is now supersonic. And vehicle now throttling up. Engine response looks good. Continue to see good chamber pressure on both SRBs. 1 minute, 20 seconds into flight. Body rate responses on the vehicle look good. 1 minute, 30 seconds in, standing by for SRB burnout. And we have burnout on both solid rocket boosters. Atlas will hold on to the SRBs for an additional 48 seconds prior to jettison. RD-180 has gone back up to full thrust as expected. Engine response looks good. 1 minute, 50 seconds in. Atlas is now 17 miles in altitude, 11.5 miles downrange distance, traveling at 2,300 miles per hour. Now passing 2 minutes into flight. RD-180 engine operating parameters continue to look good at full thrust. And at 2 minutes, 11 seconds into flight, the Atlas rocket now weighs just 1/2 of what it did at launch, burning propellant at a rate of 2,800 pounds per second. And we've seen good indication of jettison of both solid rocket boosters. Vehicle's gone to closed loop guidance. Now just under 2 minutes remaining in the booster phase of flight. 2 minutes, 35 seconds into flight. RD-180 continues to perform well. Engine's now throttling down slightly. Engine response looks good. And Atlas 5 is now traveling at over 5 times the speed of sound. Centaur reaction control system is now pressurizing to flight levels. System response looks good. Three minutes, 10 seconds into flight. Atlas V is now 38 miles in altitude, 80 miles downrange distance, traveling at 5,800 miles per hour. RD-180 engine operating parameters continue to look good. Now 1 minute remaining until engine cutoff. Body rate responses continue to look good throughout the booster phase of flight. And RD-180 is now throttling to maintain a constant 3.5 G acceleration limit. Engine responses will all look good. Three minutes, 55 seconds into flight. And Centaur's begun the boost phase chill down sequence. 20 seconds to BECO. RD-180 continuing to look good as it throttles to maintain that constant 3.5 G acceleration limit. Atlas PU has gone to open loop in preparation for BECO. And standing by for BECO. And we have BECO booster engine cutoff, standing by for stage separation. And we have good indication of stage separation. We have pre-start on the RL-10, standing by for ignition. We have ignition and full thrust on both RL-10 engines. Chamber pressures look good on both engines. And standing by for aeroskirt jettison. And we have good indication of aeroskirt jettison. Centaur now resuming active attitude control after successful aeroskirt jettison. Chamber pressures on both RL-10 engines continue to look good. Now passing 5 minutes, 30 seconds into flight. And the Centaur RCS system is beginning the initial thruster firings for system thermal conditioning. System response looks good. And the engine propellant utilization system has gone to closed loop control. Engine response remains nominal. Now passing 6 minutes into flight. And Centaur is now 95 miles in altitude, 570 miles downrange distance, traveling at 12,000 miles an hour. And after a brief review of the booster performance, we saw that the booster performed very close to nominal. Now 6 minutes, 40 seconds into flight. Both RL-10 engines continuing to perform well throughout this Centaur burn. Chamber pressures have remained very stable. Just under 5 minutes now remaining in the burn. And Centaur is now 102 miles in altitude, 800 miles downrange distance, traveling at 12,700 miles per hour. And the Centaur propellant utilization system continuing with active control looks good. Body rate responses are all very close to null. RCS system is continuing periodic thruster firings as expected. Now passing 8 minutes into flight. Both Centaur RL-10 engines are continuing to perform well throughout the burn. Chamber pressures look good. And now coming up on 9 minutes into flight, Centaur is 101 miles in altitude, 1,200 miles downrange distance, traveling at 14,300 miles per hour. RCS system performance remains nominal throughout this burn. We are continuing to see periodic thruster firings as expected. And the RCS loop temperatures are now close to bottle temperatures. Nine minutes, 45 seconds into flight, just over 2 minutes now remaining in the burn. Centaur system performance remains nominal throughout this burn, continuing to see stable values on our fuel and oxidizer tank pressures, main vehicle battery temperatures and pressures, and continuing to see good pressures on our helium and hydrazine storage bottles. Telemetry quality has been good throughout this burn, only seeing very brief minor dropouts. Now approximately 1 minute remaining in the burn. Centaur propellant utilization system continues in active control, and system response looks good. Chamber pressures on both RL-10s continue to look good. And approximately 20 seconds now remaining until MECO. Standing by for main engine cutoff. And we have MECO, main engine cutoff. Body rate responses have remained very stable. Now passing 12 minutes into flight. And Centaur has entered approximately a 3-minute coast duration prior to spacecraft separation. Approximately 2 minutes now remaining until OFT capsule separation. Body rate responses continue to look very stable throughout this coast. Now passing 13 minutes, 30 seconds into flight. And about 1 minute now remaining until OFT separation. Body rates in the roll, pitch, and yaw direction, all very close to null. And about 30 seconds away from spacecraft SEP. Now standing by for spacecraft separation. And we have good indication of separation of the OFT capsule. Now passing 16 minutes into flight. Body rates have nulled out now after the separation event. Now passing 16 minutes, 30 seconds into flight. Centaur systems all continuing to perform nominal.